Hello, my name is David. In this video, I'll be going over the physical geography of Yukon Territory. Yukon is an often overlooked territory of Canada. However, it is one of the most unique and elegant territories and possesses beautiful scenery. Let's get started. Yukon Territory is located in the northwestern corner of Canada, and most of the territory is isolated by mountains. It borders Alaska, British Columbia, and Northwest Territories. Yukon has an area of 482,443 square kilometers, making it the smallest non-maritime province. Yukon is one of Canada's youngest provinces to form. The formation started at the end of the Cretaceous period of the Mesozoic era. The majority of the territory was formed due to the North American Plate and the Pacific Plate colliding. Convergent interaction between the two plates caused the Pacific Plate to be forced and folded underneath the North American Plate. The two plates colliding result in subduction, thus creating many volcanoes near the borders of the plates within Yukon Territory. The repeated collision and interaction of the plates caused many volcanic eruptions and metamorphism, which resulted in the rugged mountain texture found all across of Yukon. The eruptions also introduced all three igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Some of the types of igneous rocks that can be found are granite and basalt. Some sedimentary rocks that can be found are sandstone and limestone. Lastly, metamorphic rocks include gneiss and marble. The majority of Yukon Territory is made up of the Western Cordillera, but a very small amount of Arctic lowlands and interior plains is located at the northeast of the region. Most of Yukon is covered with steep mountains and valleys. There are many mountain ranges in Yukon, where the tallest mountains in Canada can be found. Mount Logan, the tallest mountain in Canada, is found in Yukon. It measures about 5,959 meters. There are also a lot of volcanoes near the Pacific Ocean, a part of the Ring of Fire. Lastly, there are many lakes and bodies of water in Yukon due to the melting of the ice caps formed on the top of the mountains. Over millions of years, the water melted from the ice caps have eroded the terrain in Yukon and formed lakes and rivers, including the Yukon River, the most notable water source in Yukon. Similar to the landforms, the majority of Yukon falls under the Cordilleran climate region, with small parts of it being in the taiga climate region. There is a very diverse climate in Yukon because of the difference of elevation of the Rocky Mountains and the valleys. In the valleys, there is a much drier climate, while there is more precipitation on the windward slopes. Overall, the precipitation is light, averaging only about 250 millimeters annually at Whitehorse, the capital city. The temperature fluctuates greatly, as temperatures in the summer can rise to about 35 degrees Celsius and can dip below negative 50 degrees Celsius in the winter. The average temperature in Whitehorse is negative 2.2 degrees Celsius due to the extremely short summers in Yukon. While all of the climate factors in Lowern are factors that influence the climate of Yukon, the main factor is latitude. Yukon is located about 65 degrees north of the equator. The territory is also near water and is where many polar continental air masses are formed. All of these factors result in a cold and dry climate in Yukon Territory. Most of Yukon Territory is a part of the Cordilleran vegetation region. The vegetation differs greatly due to the steep difference in elevation in the area. In the valleys, different types of grasses, short bushes, and cactuses are found as a result of a dry and hot temperature. On the higher slopes of the mountains, there are many meadows and flowers. There are over 200 species of wildflowers found in these meadows. Coniferous forests are found in this level as well. The most common trees are the white spruce and the lodgepole pine. Above the tree line, a vast quantity of shrubs can be found. At the very tip of elevation, there is very little to no vegetation. The soil found in Yukon is very diverse and changes drastically within short distances due to the diverse elevations. However, the overall soil is dry due to the lack of precipitation in the territory, which results in calcification. Due to the soil's lack of moisture, irrigation is required to grow crops in the territory. In the very north, there are large areas of land that are completely covered with permafrost, making construction and agriculture very difficult, if not impossible. Yukon has some of the largest populations of grizzly bears and Dall sheep in North America. Other animals that can be found include caribou, moose, and mountain sheep. The territory also serves as a temporary location for migrating birds such as trumpeter swans and other birds of prey. Lastly, there is an abundance of Pacific salmon, enough to support the territory economically through the fishing industry. Yukon Territory only borders one ocean to the north, being the Arctic Ocean. There are also a lot of water bodies inland. The most important water body in Yukon is the Yukon River. It measures about 3,185 kilometers and is the fifth longest river in North America. The river is responsible for providing drainage for over 65% of the entire territory, as well as providing a water source to the soil and the people in Yukon. The Liard River in the southeast and the Peel River in the northeast are also responsible for drainage in parts of the territory that cannot be done by the Yukon River. Yukon also has multiple bodies of water that mainly serve as tourist sites, such as Clunain Lake and Aishihik Lake in the St. Elias Mountains. Other notable lakes include Teslin, Labarge, and Pusawa, which are located in the southern part of the territory. There are 3 national parks in Yukon Territory: Ivavik National Park, Clunain National Park and Reserve, and Vuntut National Park. The Clunain National Park and Reserve is the biggest and oldest national park, having an area of 22,000 kilometers squared, and it was established in 1972. The park has many steep mountains, crystal clear lakes, glaciers, and a lot of wildlife. The park is considered a United Nations World Heritage Site. Yukon also has 8 territorial parks. All of the parks have amazing scenery and are definitely worth a trip. Additionally, other natural tourist attractions include Emerald Lake, Takini Hot Springs, and Miles Canyon. The natural resources in Yukon are agriculture, mining, hydropower, forestry, and fishing. In some places, farming is possible, but overall, it is difficult due to the inconsistency in the soil and climate. The agricultural industry is quickly dying out because of the lack of profit and high costs. Hydroelectric power is the new source that Yukon is exploring because of its sustainability. Currently, there are 4 major hydroelectric generation facilities, but more are being built. Lastly, there are multiple species of fish in Yukon, and they have provided Yukon economically. The species hunted for commercial use are usually salmon, lake trout, and whitefish. As of June 15, 2021, the Yukon government warned that 2 bodies of water may lead to flooding, those being the Teslin Lake and the Yukon River at Carmacks. The water is said to be rising at approximately 10 centimeters per day and will continue to do so for a couple of days. The public is currently advised to stay away from the water sources while the devastating effects of climate change are seen firsthand. That's all for the video today. I hope you learned something about Yukon Territory. Thanks for watching.